Te vale 10 preparado. Ah, vaya, pues. Le pongo el nombre a ella.
Abuela,
It's okay.
atienda a la muchacha, yo la ayudo a ella.
Bye.
She gotta help her right now.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got some, man, that got to be taken off, man. Thank you. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
All right. I wanted to do this video. Anyways, with that being said, I suffered a spiritual attack at the hands of that wetback bitch. Wish I would have got her name. Dealing with her right now. Last night with them two other motherfucking bean bags over at Catherine's Flowers. The name of the shop is Iris Flowers. And she put her Santa Muerte. Again, it's connected to their higher to higher selves. So, you know, you go after their higher to higher selves, you can take care of everything. With that being said, Lord have mercy, big piece of my hair dropped on the fucking floor, meaning suffering major curses. Anyways, with that being said, you know, I'm going to say something right now. The motherfuckers innately do not like black people. That's why you got to take care of them. And do something about them. You know, she kept pulling me out, from what I understand, pulling me out of my body, pulling me into Santa Muerte's hell realm. You know, you can use 295 hertz combined with 695 hertz, and as many zeros at the end of the beginning as possible. 302 hertz. Consciousness feels all fucked up and from this evil ass shit. To put somebody back together, I was told to some, if I post 3002 hertz, with, you know, as many zeros in the beginning as possible. Probably open right now. And I also got attacked by that dude from what I saw on the spirit plane. I gotta get this shit under fucking control. Calling on Anubis something later on. This is just too much. I feel my entity attachment is being removed as I speak. There was some other stuff that I wanted to say, but I'm totally being made to fucking forget. They kept pulling me out of my soul consciousness primarily, you know. Main base of consciousness I got. So, you know, with that being said, with Santa Muerte, really it's these motherfuckers higher to higher selves. Frankincense and myrrh. They got some control over something where a lot of people from seeing where I'm at. Got flowers, black tourmaline. I'm fucking disgusted. I felt her and her Archangel Michael and her higher to higher self coming into my consciousness and all that and fucking with shit, and I'm just, like I say, this is the anniversary of when I got soul swapped, and I don't even want to fucking, not because I'm a forgiving person, I don't play games with motherfuckers. You know, look, I was working out last night. This is a 30-pound dumbbell. I can't believe I can actually fucking finally, pick that motherfucker up. And I was working out with it. I'm going to start working out with it today. You know, I can't believe it, you know, doing reps like this. Anyways, everybody off. Anyways, with that being said, I didn't even want to fucking deal with that shit. So anyways, with that being said, you know, was looking at, the thing about my van being towed and how I heard. Girl took over, a young lady took over, cracker bitch took over my body from Louisiana, coon, what they call them, coon asses. They call them coon asses. We call them that in Louisiana. And how she got my van, I was being told by, what is Sierra's Towing, that they didn't have it. And, I have audio evidence that they did, lying and all. I got soul swapped, and now I'm dealing with these motherfucking evil ass, selfish ass, motherfucking racist ass, because they, again, like I told her, Creator God Quetzalcoatl was shape-shifting to a white man. That's why they innately and inherently don't like us. You look at their creator gods, their motherfuckers come from straight up the primordial darkness. They're ruled by Satan and Xenu in the spirit plane. Us, our conscience, all that shit is ruled by something. They rule by that because they come from primordial darkness, which is what Xenu and Satan rule over. So you're dealing with motherfuckers, they ain't got no light. That's why, when you look at their most prominent celebrities, Capone is actually Palestinian. The wealthiest guy over there, Carlos Slim, is Lebanese. Selma Hayek, Lebanese or Palestinian. No, I think she's Lebanese. Arabic. Ain't none of them, the motherfucker that's running it right now, she a Jew. Sephardi Jew. I have a great-great-grandmother who was Ashkenazi. True Israelites were black. Not them motherfuckers. They were demented demonic robots created by entity attachments. That's what the created gods are. Satan to just rule over something and have complete control over something. And rule them like it ain't shit. And believe I picked up that fucker. That's pretty fucking awesome. So I'm going to do some reps later on. It used to be nothing for me to pick that shit up. With that being said, dealing with the trauma of that, and all these wetbacks with this bullshit. To quote Danzig, you want to find hell with me, I will show you what hell is like. I'm already in hell. You can look at my face. I work out. Gotta work out. I was looking at that fucking 300-pound bean bag that she called her brother or something. And it's like, And that's still. And I think it's. With that being said, if I gotta fuck you up, I gotta fuck you up. I was trying to call on Oshun, Oya, really Oya last night. I've been playing the frequency to try to get my shit back. 115 hertz is good for finding your shit in the spirit plane. 1150 hertz is also very, very good. As many zeros at the end and beginning of them as possible. If you need any more betterment. I just feel my fucking I hate this shit, man, because I've accepted the fact I can't get back to normal with this shit, but trying to get back, I remember when I got taken out, I saw it through my third eye, 808 hertz, can help you get back. losing timelines. I feel something like constantly, putting in entity attachments to block me from getting back and all of that. With that being said, I nearly suffered a major loss of my soul consciousness early this morning with that motherfucking Maria Paraffin, a Tavares, a Blanco, Nunez, Cassandra Nunez, and all of that. I'm disgusted with this shit. This shit having control over my energy. I gotta, like somebody was saying, you gotta reclaim your shit back. So, my spirit team all fucking decimated, and every single fucking night I gotta deal with this shit. And, I come from a very powerful bloodline, and decimated by motherfuckers that were made to be, workers on a treadmill and giving motherfuckers loose and shit. If they didn't work hard enough, they sacrificed them on their pyramids. I'm going to say something right now. The created god Quetzalcoatl was a pet dragon of Hecate, who actually derives from Hathor. He was an Egyptian goddess. This is just, I'm so fucking disgusted. With that being said, there was something else I wanted to say too. I saw them motherfuckers at Catherine's Flowers all working in conjunction, and that Cassandra Nunez or whatever. Santa Muerte's real name, I believe, is Nunez. People, you know, she's part of the Mexican oversoul consciousness, is Terra Novera. We connected to that timeline where I was the Antichrist for that timeline, and I fucked up people. And I kept seeing visions of that. No, I shouldn't have met. Fuck it. Putting everything out there on Front Street. I'm so fucking disgusted with this shit, because this one, I just want to motherfucking chill. But you come at me incorrect, I'm gonna fuck your ass up. I used to woke motherfuckers. A bunch of motherfucking wetbacks when they were doing wrong on the P stage, but a lot of motherfuckers. But, you know, when I saw where they were going, I started pulling motherfuckers out. But I'm not so fucking forgiving when I feel you deliberately coming after me, especially for no motherfucking reason. I gotta fuck you up. And I heard she turned me in. With that being said, I'm gonna say something right now. The reason why I'm saying that is because, and this dovetails into, you know, what I'm about to say. Just like I saw with their lack of, accepting, receiving response towards our sympathy towards them. You go on social media, you cape for them, they're going to talk down to you and treat you like shit. And it's because they inherently hate you, because they create a god who's the pet dragon of Hecate and Hathor. Quetzalcoatl was shapeshifted into a white man. The white man is God to them innately. There's nothing you can do about that. That's why I was telling them point blank, I know what you are. I don't need you to agree with me. You can get the fuck on. With that being said, it's like 446 hertz frequency taking your power back. With that being said, they taking these motherfuckers, pulling them into these concentration, these places, and they fucking them up. They're not being allowed to leave. when they go into these places. I even saw it. I don't even think I'm going to say anything about it anymore. Because, I saw some in the spirit plane dovetailing with Paul Dynock, them taking over, stealing Africa, and hearing something about them using our spiritual powers. And I believe this whole thing with Baron Samedi and them people at 8704 Broadway is the catalyst. I've been calling on Orishas and all of that to do something. I'm going to try to call on the Oya, Aludamare later on. And Baron Samedi, he's the voodoo lord dead. He's in my bloodline. With that being said, the timeline where I just, my shit changed, and something got to be done about this shit. Being made to forget important things, man. It's just a fucked up situation, because I'm not fucking be here and dealing with this evil shit. But just like I saw them, picking up the homeless off the fucking streets and all of that, treating us like shit when we try to be sympathetic. They had some wetbacks that were killing us recently, even though it's your boy Trump and it's white people doing the shit. Stop commiserating with these motherfuckers. Don't look at that. I was talking to a fucking brother on the elevator yesterday who was on some dumb shit about the bee. And I broke down to him. They call us mayates. That's why I wear this shit. That's why I wear my MAGA hat. They don't like us innately, because they create a god who's ruled by one of our Egyptian goddesses who actually created this realm. It's the pet dragon of, would shapeshift into a white man. That motherfucker, Quetzalcoatl, would shapeshift into a white man. And that motherfucker's the pet dragon of Hathor, Hecate, who sired Hecate. Well, who's Hathor, who sired Hecate. With that being said, I'm going to say something right now. Call ICE on these motherfuckers. 866-877-347-2423. And there's the ICE tip line. It's best to go on there, put down the cross streets is Maine and Vernon, I believe. Again, 866-877-347-2423. I don't know what's going on with them people at Catherine's Flowers, but whatever's... that shit got to be nipped in the bud. I'm not going to tolerate that shit. So give ICE a call. Like I say, they sacrificing motherfuckers in that place. And I ain't got a problem with sacrificing and taking the motherfucker out if they're going to do something odious to me. I'm disgusted with this whole fucking thing. Being threatened inside my own energy body. I'm trying to think. There was something I wanted to say. Like I say, my inner spiritual team, they need to do their shit. If I try to get back certain entity attachments, it gets conflated and confounded with other people's energy, and I don't know if I'm doing the right. I'm not supposed to be privy to that shit. They supposed to be doing their motherfucking job. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I don't need this shit. Really fucking don't.